Back, I'm Gertie Rude. Back again, a Monday mood. Let me turn my fan off. Sussex at the moment is like Botswana. That's what I think. And I've come out with that because Botswana features in this little reaction video. So here we have, must be investigated, fears for Prince Harry and the Meghan Markle over Donald Trump deportation decision. Well, before we all throw our hats in the air, that won't happen apparently, so yeah. Donald Trump wouldn't wish the Barry Barrington on Prince Charles at the moment. So, oh, sorry, Dan, sorry.
I don't think...
Sorry, darling. Right, so should we jump in and see what Dan's got to say, because he's talking to someone about something. And I, for one, am here with it, for it, on it, something like that.
Donald Trump actually wants to cause a lot of issues for Prince Charles and Prince William, and he knows that deporting Prince Harry would leave Prince Harry on the doorstep of Charles and William, and I don't think...
He's such a snipe, isn't he? I mean, what could you do with the bloke? What could you do with him, really, to be honest? You'd have to send him back to apologise, wouldn't you? That's all you could do with him. Nothing more. Naughty little boy, go and apologise.
Trump wants to do that, even though there's certainly no love lost between Trump and Harry, and particularly Trump and Meghan Markle, who had campaigned against Donald Trump.
No love lost between the whole of the globe and Meghan Markle, is there really? Let's have it right.
For years and years and years.
Come on, Danny, tell me.
Hello, and welcome to the Money Magpie Invest podcast. I'm Jasmine Birtles, the owner and founder of Money Magpie, and today I am joined by a very special guest, my lovely friend Dan Wootton, who is the presenter of the wildly popular podcast Outspoken. It really is. It's one of the most popular on YouTube. He's also former presenter.
Jasmine, darling, it is the only podcast on YouTube, I have you know. For us people of a certain intellectual discernment, that's all I'm saying. That and maybe trigonometry. There you go, I've said it, I put it out there.
On GB News and the former executive editor of The Sun. Dan, thank you so much for taking time to join me.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm so excited to be here. I love Money Magpie, Jasmine, as you know, and usually you're appearing on Outspoken.
Dan, I love you.
That's so lovely to be able to return the favour and be on your podcast.
I don't think he loves me though. What do you reckon, gang? Do you reckon? Nah, I don't think he does.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to bring you on because I keep trying...
Hang on a minute. What do you reckon, troops? Shall I put Dan on my list? Because his name isn't Johnny, is he? I usually like the Johnnies, don't I? You know what I'm like. You know, Johnny Depp, Lydon, Travolta, any of them? All of them? All at once? No, actually not. But, Dan, can he change his name to Johnny? Shall I call him Johnny Wootton? And then he can go on my list. I might do that, actually.
Trying not to think about it, but we have the whole sort of Harry and Meghan stuff pushed in our faces constantly, including the cost to the taxpayer. So what is it, Dan, that Harry particularly and Meghan are asking for from the taxpayer now? Because I thought they'd gone, I thought that was it. We didn't have to pay for them anymore.
Yeah, bye.
Well, absolutely. And this is what's so fascinating, because remember when Megxit happened and when the Sandringham Summit was signed, and remember it was Queen Elizabeth II who was very much behind that and was clear that there was not going to be a half in, half out deal. It was made abundantly clear to Prince Harry.
Look, I'm sorry, Dan, to interrupt you in your full flow, your fulleth floweth, which is all veritable. Don't you think she was dressed nicely, ladies, when you think of it, at the end of her life? When she had that Angela Kelly. Yes! She always used to dress, do you remember the Diddy Men? We are the Diddy Men, the Diddy Men. There's something to be said about that if you upscale it and class it up a bit. Do you get me? And then you got the Queen's look, and I think she was amazing. Look at that jewellery, come on. She had grace, didn't she? She did. And she had Angela Kelly. Because she did have a rough patch in the 80s. If you think of it. Sorry, my dog is... I'm sorry, Babs. Yeah, I've mentioned the Marklet. Yeah, her back leg's going now. She's having a twitch. So I better move on.
If you leave the royal family, if you want to go and become self-sufficient, which is what they claimed it was all about, finding freedom, earning their own money, then you were going to lose your taxpayer-funded security. And that's why, Jasmine, for so many years and months before Megxit, the royal family had been desperate to try and find a compromise solution. So I remember reporting there were discussions about, could they go to South Africa for 6 months of the year? What about Botswana? Could they become, or could Harry become the Governor General?
I know, that, do you know what I mean? Is he You know, he couldn't even be head of an egg and spoon race at this point, could he, Dan? Let's have it right. Yeah, but going back to the legs, you see, royals, they never cross their legs. They always do the slight ankle to ankle tilt, either to the left or the right, with ankles together at all times, darlings. Because you see, when you do leg over crossover knee situatione, one gets a slight tasteless glimpse of the raw gash, and we don't want that, darlings, do we? No. So you see, historically, royal lady personages have never crossed their leggings. No, not in my lifetime anyway. Check it out, it's a real thing. Anyway, as Tara June on TikTok would say, write that down.
Of Australia, what about
find her
Canada?
TikTok,
Because they knew that security would end up becoming a big deal, because of course only serving members of the royal family, working members of the royal family, receive security protection. And by the way, for some of them it's not even full-time, Jasmine. So Princess Anne doesn't receive full-time security. Princesses...
Let's go through all that again, Dan. Let's try to not actually itemise what they do or don't have, might have. I like to, in my darkest hour, not believe that, because that is a commonly known thing amongst the general melee of what one might call the hoi polloi, or the bourgeoisie, or in this case, the general public. Yeah, that they don't, this person doesn't have security, that doesn't, I mean, hello! All the Fruit Loops and nut jobs in the world. I just don't believe that's true. I do rather believe that when they're at home in their estates that they do have security. Whether it is the whole, I don't know what they do, I don't know. Do they have the bang bang things? Do they? But whether it is the actual elite royal protection people, it might just be a lower section, but I cannot for a minute believe that they're just like running loose around their gaff, because they usually they don't just own like a little house in the street, do they? You get me? You usually drive for about half an hour before you even find the house once you enter their land. So there's that to it. And I just can't see that. I can't see that being a thing. I rather do hope that they all do have security of some sort, you see, darlings. I know Royal Lodge is on the Windsor Park estate, which has its own security. And obviously it's got all the king's horses and all the king's men living there as well, so that helps, doesn't it? What they don't mop up, you've got the local Windsor police, darling. Yes, I bet they're elite and all. What do you reckon? I reckon they are. So there's that. So should we move on?
Beatrice and Eugenie don't. There's been a big push to remove Prince Andrew of his security. But Harry has made this his cause celeb, you know, the most important
DBC, I'm not going to go back.
thing in his life. When he gave in to the battle with Murdoch, all of a sudden it became this battle with the British government over security. And effectively what he's asking is for the British taxpayer to pay. And that opens up so many doors, by the way, because if all of a sudden we're having to pay for rich individuals, Jasmine, well, what about...
I always like the way that when they die, they always leave like a load of money. Because Prince Philip, you see, his will is under lock and key. It's not generally known. No, we're not allowed to know. So, yeah, there's that. But whenever historically any of them have died, but then when you go into their lives, when they were... I'm talking about the ones that married in. Usually they've only got clothes on their back type of thing, but when they die they've got enough money to behest and beheave, or whatever the word is, inherit, donate, give to their families. Just wondering where that came from. Wondering. Am I on a wandering star wondering? I don't know. But anyway, that's a thing. So even his inheritance is probably, when you trace the money, from the bloody British taxpayer as usual. Anyway,
Zuckerberg when he comes to the United Kingdom. What about Elon Musk? Now, how it works at the moment is that Prince Harry has to apply to a body called RAVIC if he's entering the country, and they decide on a case-by-case basis whether there's a security threat, whether he's here for anything official. But the royal family have bent over backwards. I mean, they've even offered him lodgings in Buckingham Palace, which means he would be covered by security. And remember, for that first year, where it was that transitional period between Megxit,
here we go.
Charles actually paid for Harry's security costs at that point. Now, there's a lot of debate over how much that was, because of course the royal family and the British government don't declare security costs, because it's something which they consider is connected to the security of the nation. But it looks like Charles paid at least $3 million or £5 million.
Well, this is a thing that isn't readily availed of the public on, but I remember that being a thing. And yeah, and they sat on Oprah, didn't they? Said, oh, you don't pay for my security or something. I don't know what they were going on about, to be honest. It was just a vanity project of the lower brow proportion, wasn't it? So no one believes any of it. And there's that to it. Because, I mean, he's banging on about security. He's written that dumb old book saying this, that and the other about what he may not have done while serving as a so-called gunner. I don't know. What was he? I don't know. I don't care. So, whatever he was doing. And, yeah, and then all of a sudden it's our problem. You know? How about you shut your mouth? How about you do that? That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Still, there you go. Oh, dear. I mustn't keep saying all these truth bombs, you know. Spilling the tea. I mustn't do it. It's kind of contagious.
To cover Harry's security over that period of time. At the end of that period, Jasmine, why should he be paying when all of a sudden Harry and Meghan have deals from Spotify and Netflix and all of these other corporates to the tune?
I think they might be because, they give it all the mouth at the beginning. I'm going to get 100 million from this and that. I mean, where did the media get those figures from? I think it came out of the Archwell, as she would say, comms department. You know, in other words, their lot. And probably her, actually. Probably her with an email. Getting all this money. But I don't think they got it in the end. Because if you think of it, the calibre of what they produced, you know, for the 100 million was so low, wasn't it, darling? Terribly lowbrow. And the other old dumb thing's finished, you know, the Scam Jam thing. That's finished. Don't mention that. With love. Here I am. There you go. Something or other. Meghan, with love, that one. With love, was it? No one knows. And apparently that's been sidelined. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that lasted slightly less longer than my COVID. So there you go. Probably her that spread it around the world, those bloody old jams, wasn't it? Allegedly, in my opinion.
Well over $100 million. Just act like any other high-profile person. You've got your freedom. Now you pay for your own security. End of story.
It's amazing, you know, the way you describe it, it's amazing that Harry's still banging on about it.
It is amazing he's banging on about it.
Do you think they're not making the money that they should be making, they thought they'd be making? I mean, as you say, you've got a Spotify deal, they've got Netflix deal. Totally. Meghan's got her own business, I've forgotten what it's called, but it's somebody else.
Oh, As If.
As Ever. Yeah.
That should be called As If, shouldn't it, really? What's going on here? Oh, it's not a fanny smelling candle, is it? It's not, is it, please? Anyway, it's that dumb jam, isn't it? Oh, my. As ever what? What? Hasn't she got anybody near her? She needs a court jester. I'd put her right. Honest to God. I'll probably get beheaded, actually, knowing me. So anyway, there's that to it. But nobody says, what do you mean as ever? As ever what? What are you saying? Where have you come from? Where are you going? Where are you going, Cotton Eye Joe? I think really, isn't it? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Oh, little Megany Marklet. As if have a bit of me Scam Jam. Oh, I can't call it jam, it's watery syrup. Anyway. And it doesn't taste of anything, is what I've heard. There, don't self-send.
Okay. And surely, with all of that...
Oh my God, seriously, short cookie mix with... with flour sprinkles. Don't. I bet that was about 38 quid as well. In our money. Probably more if it's American. Hey? By the time you float it over here and everything. It's shortbread cookie mix. There's a bit of dried margarine in there somewhere. Some flour. And some caster sugar. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. I don't know. Put a bit of milk in it. You probably don't. It's probably got milk powder in it. Just put some water in it. Mix it up. Flatten it down, put it in a preheated oven about 180 for 20 minutes, get it out and tip a load of old flour bells on top. Bosh! The most expensive load of old crap you've ever had in your life.
Being handed stuff on a plate. Are they not making the millions that they should be making? Is that the problem?
Well, as ever...
She's had a crap mix there, did you see that, ladies? I know obviously it's crepe, it's fancy French for pancakes, you know, darlings. Oh my God! So what would be that? Dried egg, flour, and you just put some water in it, don't you? And there you go, bosh, pancakes. Oh, they see you coming, don't they? But you see, with her, it's her actual egomaniacal sort of character that really believes that people are like, wow, this is amazing. You know, we all know it's knocked up on a bleeding production line in Taiwan or somewhere, isn't it? Shipped in. Do you know what I mean? Probably some sweatshop somewhere. And as I say, it's got the most basic ingredients. And her banging on about the packaging probably costs more than bleeding ingredients, if you think of it. You know, isn't it? It's I suppose visuals over content, really, isn't it? That sort of crap. And it's like I said before, she's like, oh, I couldn't sleep thinking about the old packaging. You're like, seriously, love? When I buy something, the packaging goes in the bin. You rip it open, chuck that in the bin, you want the product. And if the product just ends up being kind of like something out of a jamboree bag or the pound shop, right, in quality, and you've paid about 38 quid for it and probably had to pay on top for the postage, because when they send it over there, the British Post Office makes you pay the extra. Yeah, that could run into quite a few quid as well. They're wrong uns.
It has gone spectacularly wrong on every front, because the problem with Harry and Meghan, they want to make the big bucks, but they're not hard workers. Indeed, they're very, very lazy, very entitled. The Spotify deal, they lost it. And Bill Simmons, who's the big boss of podcasts at Spotify, very respected guy, he actually went public and described them as effing grifters.
Yeah, well,
so that deal has turned to rubbish.
Yes.
Then there's the Netflix deal, which Meghan will renew without Harry. But the idea that it's going to be anywhere near worth the 100 million when they have delivered really no big hits, nothing sustainable, is for the...
You want to see more than people well over middle age having a bit of a snog. Or some middle-aged old broad with a sort of slightly younger... You couldn't call him a toy boy, he's only a couple of years younger, really. I mean, mentally, he's, you know, emotionally, he's probably about 2 decades younger. But anyway, she's not far behind him. So, yeah, oh, look out! Where we go? It's that to it. Anyway, I'm bored. Are you bored? I've had enough. I've got better things to do, to be honest. So anyway, it's up there if you want to go and watch it. It's Dan Wootton from the Wu-Tang Clan and the Outspoken podcast, you see, guys. So I love you and leave you wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye now.